Obviously Thursday night we all watched Tua Tagovailoa go down with another concussion. It looked bad, but the thing that was most concerning to me was that this time it was not a big hit that took him down. I thought Damar Hamlin made a relatively decent tackle. I didn't think it was a hard hit at all, and yet Tua still went down, and we still saw what he did with his hands was a sign of losing consciousness. So it's really like it was really tough to watch as a person that is a fan of Tua, loves football obviously, but this is tough. This is Tua's fourth concussion that we know of, dating back to his days at Alabama as a quarterback. And I say with like nervousness that we know of, because we saw when Tua went down and then came back into the game, and we all thought that he probably shouldn't have came back into that game because he was never officially diagnosed with concussion that day until maybe a couple of days later. I can't remember how the timeline worked out, but this is getting to the point where you wonder, should this man continue to keep playing football? He's got a wife and he's got two kids now. He's already signed for enough guaranteed money to set up his family for generations. So why keep playing? Why keep putting yourself at risk out there, knowing that knowing your history with concussions, knowing that this can very much happen again? The more concussions you get, the more susceptible you are to getting more of them, according to what I've learned. So, but I mean, so myself looking at it from screw football for a little bit, forget about it. Let's think about Tua the person and life after football, because your life as an athlete is very short. Whatever sport you're playing, it's a very short life. You got a lot of life to live afterwards. And it's a tough conversation for each athlete, the day where it's time to walk away. I can speak for myself as a former athlete playing basketball all my life, identifying with it, merging with it, so to speak, with my body, mind, and spirit and soul. Trying to walk away from that is like literally peeling the skin off of your body. It feels that painful. It feels that gut-wrenching to think I spent all my life working so hard to get to a point as far as I could with my sport. And now reality is staring at me in the face saying that it's time to walk away. It's really hard for every athlete to do that, because if it wasn't hard, you never really loved the game. You never really wanted to do it. You could easily walk away. But everybody that cares about Tua, the person, is saying it's time to walk away. It's time to stop playing football. It's time to just give up the thing that you have worked so hard for, that got your family moved from Hawaii to Alabama and now to Miami. This is the thing that was the driving force in your life. But now it's causing problems that we could potentially see for after your career, which is the scary part. You got a family to think about, got kids to think about. I'm going to tell you why I would be shocked if Tua did not try to get back onto the field, because of everything I just said about being an athlete. When you identify with that, again, mind, body, and soul, it's like peeling skin away from yourself. I know Tua is going to try to do everything that he can to get back on the field. He is not going to stop. He's not going to retire. I'd be very, very surprised if he actually did retire. Would I be happy? Yes, because as a person, I don't want to see him go through that again. Because who knows how bad it could be the next time? Who knows what lasting effects could be coming? We've learned about CTE over the years. There was a whole movie basically just describing that and outing the NFL in a way, because they knew about this and they had information about it, but they didn't share it. Hence the lawsuit that ended up coming out. So knowing all that information, the best thing that you can do, and Ryan Clark said this the best. I thought he put the nail to the head perfectly. He said that doctors, neurosurgeons are going to do everything they can to give Tua all the information that he needs to make sure he's informed about what can happen if he decides to continue to play football. That's really all you can do. You cannot force this man to quit. Although I feel like the NFL should step in and stop Tua. I think the Miami Dolphins should step in and stop Tua. I remember once upon a time, Mike Tomlin had stopped Ryan Clark from playing a game in Denver because of his condition way back when. He could have literally died on the field had he played. Ryan Clark was willing to play. He knew the risk. He wanted to play. Chris Bosh had a situation with Miami where he was forced to retire because of the blood clots, within his body that was close to his heart. Pat Riley stepped in and said, "You're not playing. I don't care. You're not playing. I'm not having you back on the court." They stepped in. So you think about these situations. One right in Miami with the Heat. Are the Dolphins gonna finally step in and say, "Enough. We care about you as the person. We're not going to allow you to play football"? Or does Tua gather all the information, get clear about Dodgers again, and then go out and risk it again? Because football is what he does, and it's who he is at the moment. The emotional side of me as a person says that I don't want this man to play another down. I want him to retire and have a good life with his family. Watch his kids grow up, have grandkids, all that stuff. But the athlete in me, having an idea how we operate, I know he's not going to stop. I know he's going to want to come back. So all I can really do, sitting here talking about this, is really pray for Tua Tagovailoa, because if and when you do come back, I'm just praying that you don't have another one of these. I pray that you can protect yourself. When you run, just get down. Don't try to take on the defender. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to be there for your team. You're trying to give your team some juice, give them some life. You were having a tough game, so you're trying to get some energy going. I get it, but you have to think about you got to think about your health. You're a relatively small quarterback. You dropped weight actually from the time you were gaining weight, and I was concerned about that going into training camp. That Tua came back skinnier. I thought he should have kept the weight on that he had to protect himself. But Tua's going to come back. That would be my guess. I don't think he's going to retire. I hope he does, but I sincerely doubt that. I'd be very shocked if he did.